Negotiating.
Yeah, negotiating, handshaking with
Oh, right.
all the, because we're going out to Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Live. He's got to do 3 sets of negotiations, and just a minute. It's trying. It's trying. Ah, it's got it. Thank goodness. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm starting yours now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. I'll tell you when it's gone green. It's gone green. And I'm going to start mine now. Okay. Will we make it? I'm going to go into preview mode and wait for the go live.
Yeah, mine's ready to rock and roll, it says.
Brilliant. Okay. I'm just waiting for mine to rock and roll. And then we've got seconds left. Yes.
So professional.
We did it. Nick, we did it. Let's celebrate. We did it.
That is amazing timing.
It is. It is. I mean, 60 seconds to go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon Live. Hello, Amazon Live.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. Right, what have you been doing this afternoon, Nick?
Oh, not a lot. I've had a nice, relaxing afternoon, having a lovely live stream show all about BeLive, our favourite live stream platform, and of course, I had a most amazing guest, Lyra. Oh, and of course, your good self as well.
I popped in. I basically at the beginning of the show, you got your script laid out, so I thought, right, I'll duck out and then come back.
Yeah, so, no, it was great, and yeah, thank you, Tom. That's the thing. You see, I switched on the extra camera, forgetting that it's also got a microphone on it, and hence the echo.
That catches us all out. We have several viewers on Facebook and on YouTube. So hello to our several viewers. If you want to make yourself known, then we will feature you on screen. And they are Roland from Wiltshire.
Hey, Roland.
Don't mention Burnley today, Roland. Don't mention Burnley until we get back into the Premiership. Hello, Roland. Yes, Burnley were relegated yesterday from the Premiership, and
that was very sad.
It is. I mean, the whole town is rocked by it because we've been there for the last 6 years, playing against Liverpool and Manchester United and all those teams, and next year we won't play them.
Yeah. Well, you gave us.
See, we've been forgotten already. We've been forgotten already. Roland saying,
harsh, Roland.
Yeah, been forgotten.
Mean. That's mean.
All right, hang on, just a minute. I want to go like that. That's what I meant to do. Just give me a second. I just need to change up the studio and go like that. So there we are. We're back to normal now. Okay. So from my side, I have to say, if you're watching us on Amazon Live, welcome to the show. This is Lights, Camera, Action. Okay.
Welcome.
Now, pretty soon, when we can co-produce a show, you'll be able to say, see, that's the first benefit of the new feature that's coming on BeLive, is that you can bring your own images in. Yeah. To my studio. Yeah. All wonderful things are going to happen. Right.
It is exciting stuff.
Now, on this Monday show, Nick and I do a movie quiz, and there are 10 questions. After each question, Nick or I will do a short demonstration. So we're going to go through 10 products, and first thing to do, of course, shall I bring in a quiz in?
Well, wouldn't be a quiz without a quiz, really.
Okay, so this is the quiz, and the first thing we need is a topic. Where should we go, Nick? Quotes.
Let's go. Yeah, plots. Yeah, did you say plots?
Quotes.
Oh, quotes. Oh, yeah, quotes. Quotes is a good one.
Okay, let's try that. And then this is where we've got to be careful. Do you want to pick a year, Nick?
Yes, let's go with the 1980s. 1980s.
1980s. Okay. And the quiz today is courtesy of Trivia Plaza. And what I'm going to do, if I can, is put that there. So we've got, I'm trying, Nick, I'm trying to, let's try it like that. Nope, that's not working. That's not working. Hang on a minute. I'm going to switch things around. Just a second. Nope. We've got a gremlin. Right. Okay. This show is most definitely live, and sometimes things will work and sometimes they won't. So we're going to go with the movie quiz. I'm going to go with question 1. And tradition says that I read the first question, and then Nick will do a short demonstration. This is a quote from which movie? You call that a knife? That's not a knife. This is a knife. Was it Crocodile Dundee, The Blues Brothers, or Scarface? Now, whilst we ponder on that, if you know the answer and you're watching on Amazon Live, Facebook, or YouTube, please do answer. You call that a knife? That's not a knife. Was it from the movie Crocodile Dundee, The Blues Brothers, Scarface, or The Terminator? If you know the answer. Nick, it's over to you.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to just put it in the carousel. Now, I'll have to just remove it from its holder right now. And this is an oldie, but a goodie. So normally I talk about the my favorite iPhone, the iPhone 12 Pro. But this one is the predecessor for me. This is the iPhone 6s Plus, and it is now, unbelievably, in the carousel for a mere $119.99. Now, I've had this for several years, reconditioned, rose gold, and now they are still really good. Now, the good thing is, now I can show you, you can see, hopefully you can see a picture of me in there. And what I'm doing is I'm actually using this iPhone as an extra webcam so that I can demonstrate all my goods and products from above. It's like I say, $119. One of the reasons I bought it in the first place back in the old days was it was one of the first iPhone that actually had a built-in image stabilizer as well for video. So it does take extremely good videos, and it's a good little phone. And for that price, you'd be hard pressed to get something better. Now, why might you want one like that? Well, apart from the fact that I just told you I use it as my additional webcam, so when I'm using BeLive on Amazon, I can use it to show my other products. It's also you can use it to actually start your Amazon broadcasts. We need an iOS device. This is an iOS device, and so we can start our Amazon broadcast from this phone. It's you love it. It feels so old-fashioned. It's got the little button here that was done with your little thumbprint. So it's got all those technical stuff. Yes, guess what? You can still use it as a phone. You can still put your SIM card in it. You can still scroll your social media. You can still access 4G. I'm not sure whether it does 5G anymore, but you certainly, if you got 4G, then it can more than happily handle that. It's a good little phone, and again, it's got the very good screen that came with it. So that's set for show my mouth moving. So that's it. So that's a good high definition screen. So if you just wanted to use it for playing games, again, it's good. It's nice. It's large. It's, as a comparison, you can see how big it is compared to the normal iPhone 12 Pro, so it's a little bit bigger, but of course with the 12 Pro, which I will come to later, you get more of a full screen because yes, on this you have only got you've got the elements at the top and the bottom. It's got the old jack as well. Yeah, it's a cracking thing. I say for $119, $120 basically in the carousel, that will be that will get you out of trouble, and that's actually, when you think about it, for a high definition camera, and I'll double check because I think it actually does 4K. $120 is pretty good going. Then it does all that other stuff as well. So that's the first item in the carousel today. That's the iPhone 6s Plus Rose Gold, reconditioned and unlocked, so you can just buy it, pop your SIM in. And I saw Roland saying, do people actually make phone calls anymore? Who knows? Actually, quick story. I had someone video call me the other day. I didn't realize, so I had their phone to my ear. It was only afterwards that I realized it was actually a video call. Bless them. They didn't say, Nick, I can see your ear. That's all. But yeah. So I know who makes a phone call these days.
Right. Okay. So iPhones for the win. So let's go to the quiz. And the quiz, just to repeat the question, you call that a knife? That's not a knife. This is a knife. And the 4 films are Crocodile Dundee, The Blues Brothers, Scarface, and The Terminator. If you know the answer on Amazon Live, please type it now, because we've got somebody on Facebook who does.
We do indeed. Okay. Oh.
So do we bring the answer in?
I think so. I think everyone knows this one, surely, if you're a child of the 80s or a young man in the 80s.
Right. So yeah. The answer according to Roland is Crocodile Dundee. And we're going to go over to Trivia Plaza. Thank you, Trivia Plaza, for permission to use this. And click Crocodile Dundee, which is correct. Yeah. I've got a blue tick now.
Oh.
No definitions are available. All right. Okay, Nick, it's over to you.
That's a bit weird and funky. Okay. So from which movie is this quote? There can be only one. Is that 48 Hours? Is that Rain Man? Is it Highlander? Or is it Aliens? So there can be only one. That's one of those phrases you read it and it looks a bit funny, but
there can be only one. Right. Okay. Now, whilst we're all thinking about that, and Roland's thinking about that, and Nick's thinking about that, I'm going to go over here. Down the carousel is the Logitech Litra light. Now, I first saw this light. Just give me a second. I first saw this light on a broadcast by our good friend Marco Novo. He was broadcasting from Portugal. He was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. Now, we know Logitech make cameras. They make the Brio, which you can see me on now. They make the C920, 922, 25, 30, and the Mevo. But they've made their first light, and it was released in January this year, and I'm being lit by it at the moment, and this is it. Okay, now it's down the carousel. It's $59.99. And when I was looking for a light, basically I saw the broadcast on Amazon Live with Marco and Daniel, and I thought that's about the right size, because before that I had soft boxes, and they're big. They are really big and bulky, and I had them 3 years and they were worn out, so they went to the recycling center. So I needed a new light. This is it, the Logitech Litra. It's lighting me at the moment. If I go, just a minute, I need some software. The light comes with software, which allows you to have total control over the light. Just give me a second, I'll be back. And I'm just loading the software so I can actually control the light. This is up above me on my BenQ monitor next to my Logitech Brio camera. I've just got the one light. And if I go to the software, which I'll demonstrate fully tomorrow, I can, I just click of a button, switch the light off. Now I've gone dark. Now that I've gone dark, my Logitech Brio camera is trying to compensate light-wise, and it's doing a good job. But it's a lot better if the light is switched back on. Now, the light is controlled by software, Logitech G Hub. As soon as you bought the light, you download the software. Okay, that gives you access to 6 presets that Logitech have put together, and it also allows you to create your own. Now, it's so simple to actually operate that basically the first thing you do is you take, he said, trying to find it, you take the USB cable and you plug it into the back of the light. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is you lift up the shelf and you can then put it over the top of your monitor. If you don't want it on your monitor, you can twist the light off and you can put it onto a tripod, any tripod. This is just a typical tripod. And that means you can have the light anywhere on your desk. Now, I'm just being lit by one Logitech Litra glow light. I got this one so I could actually show it to you, because it's a bit difficult if I've got to reach up every time. Right, to switch the light on, you have controls on the back, and that switches the light on. And the first thing you'll notice is there's not a blaring light, an obtrusive light. It is friendly to your skin tones. In actual fact, this light was designed for broadcasters and gamers, and you can use it 24 hours a day without a problem. Now, on Amazon Live, most people do about 2 hours, but gamers we know can go for 8 to 10 hours. This light is safe to use. You can extend the light like so, okay, and you can take it back down again. I'm doing this for a reason. You can bend the light forward, okay. Now mine is on my top of my BenQ monitor, is pointing down at me like that. I can also, if I want, go back up, and I can twist it from one side to the other. So you can angle this perfectly. And if you're broadcasting solo on your own, then one light is enough. You don't need a second light. And it just works. And Logitech have done a very good job in producing their first light. On the back of the light, you can see, I switched it off, you can see controls for brilliance and for temperature. As I say, you get 6 presets with the software, and that allows you to control the light in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and in the dead of night. When you need more light, you can control the light so you get the right amount of light shining down on you. And just to repeat, if I switch the light off, he said, hopefully, I go dark, switch the light on, and I go light. Okay. Now, like all the products we're talking about today, in our regular broadcast, solo broadcast on Amazon Live, we go into more detail. But for the purposes of this show, that is the Logitech Litra Glow light, and I'm going to go back into the studio with Nick. At least if I press the right button, I'm going to go back into the studio with Nick. Okay. So the quiz question was...
Yeah, that looks really good, I have to say. So the quiz question was, there can be only one. Was that in 48 hours, Rain Man, Highlander, or Aliens? And Roland saying no idea on this question. Now, actually, no.
You know, that's good. That's good. That's very good.
I actually know the answer. This is a famous quote from Highlander. That's a movie with, what was his name? Christopher Lambert. And yes, they will have to fight, and there can only be one at the end. Even though they made 2 sequels afterwards, but there can only be one, and another one, and another one.
Right. Okay. Let's put that full screen, and I'm going to click the button and go Highlander. 2 out of 2. Right. So question 3, and thank you for the comment. I'll be with you in a moment. And question 3 is: be afraid, be very afraid. And the movies this was a quote from could be Aliens, The Fly, Airplane, or The Shining. Now, just a subtle hint here. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying. Right. Whilst I'm thinking, and whilst we're thinking, whilst Roland's thinking, and everybody on YouTube and on Amazon Live is thinking, oh, I should have a drum roll now. I should have a big drum roll, flashing lights and everything. But I'm just going to say a big thank you to Isabel, who just followed me. And thank you. You've helped to make my day, Isabel. And it's over to Nick.
Oh, well, well done. Thank you, Isabel, for following Stephen. That's okay. Anyway, listen, it's in the carousel. It wouldn't be a live stream without my lovely Blue Yeti microphone. Oh boy, is this microphone earning its corn today, I can tell you. Yeah, it's on full steam ahead. It is actually on for a mere $79.99 in the carousel, which is a huge bargain. I have to say, I've not seen it that cheap in the carousel ever. I don't think. I think last week it was up at $99. So this is a bargain. This is the Blue Yeti microphone, and one of the reasons I absolutely love it is because it is just so amazingly stylish. It is beautiful to look at.
and it also, you know, is an amazing microphone. Now, a couple of things that I'll just tell you about this beautiful little microphone is that it's multi-directional, and you can set it with these little button here. So basically, you can set it to however you want it. So at the moment, I've got it does 4 different settings. So at the moment, I've got it one directional, so it's just facing myself. But I can switch it around, and I can make it dual or bi directional, so it picks up that way and it picks up on that way. And then I'll give you a little demonstration. So if I turn it around, hopefully you'll be able to hear me being a little bit quieter because I've only got it on the one direction. If I didn't get quieter, then I've obviously got it on the wrong setting. But anyway, so that's so one direction, bi-directional, then it's omnidirectional as well to switch it over. And so if you've got if you're recording a concert, if you're recording if you've got some minstrels have strolled past and are coming and playing their mandolins in your lounge, then omnidirectional would be the one you want to go for that one. And then of course it has got stereo as well, so I could walk from one side of the office to the other side of the office, and if you were listening in stereo, you could hear me go from one ear into the other ear. So really, really clever stuff. Now, one of the excellent things about this is also you've got this gain control here as well. This, when you're setting it up, and it comes super simple. It's like literally you plug it in and play it. Everyone, every operating system will recognize a Blue Yeti. But when you plug it in and play it, go into your settings and have a little look at your microphone settings, and there you can adjust the gain. You can hear it back, make sure you like it, because this is a super sensitive gain. If I turned it right up, if the Mac started to if the fan kicked in because it wanted to cool its processors down, then you would actually hear the gain. You'd actually hear that sound because it is a very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Very it'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, yeah. So it's very and then around the other side, we have the amazing mute button. Now again, top tip here is if you press it, remember to press it again, otherwise no one will hear you. And then you've got a volume control here, and that is basically when you plug it in to your speakers, or you've got some headphones, then you can hear yourself back as well. So dial that in. Sensitive, that's the word I was looking for the
that's
gain.
a good word. It's a good word.
Sensitive. I knew it would come. Also, obviously, I have it on this lovely desk stand with a nice little belt job at the bottom, which keeps it nice. But also, it's got a universal mic stand screw as well, so we can screw it in and have it in a different way. I say, as we always say with microphones, and with live streams, it makes a difference with what you're using. And if you're listening to other people and you like how they're sounding, just ask them what they're using. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to tell you. This was recommended to me by one of my very first video gurus, a lovely guy called Ben Brophy, who was using it a lot. And I tried it, fell in love with it, and pretty much use that exclusively now, because it does such a good job. Doesn't come with the little spit guard, so I've got that in the carousel as well. Next to it, they're only a couple of bucks, but well worth it. And that's it. That is the Blue Yeti microphone. Okay, say a thing of great beauty, and I often say if it hasn't won an award for its style design, it should do. But it does a brilliant job, and I do like it, and wouldn't be broadcasting without it.
Okay, and a comment from Roland. I hate those minstrels are a nightmare when they turn up. Okay, thank you, Roland. Right, okay, back to the quiz. And the quiz question was, be afraid, be very afraid. Was it Aliens, The Fly, Airplane, or The Shining? And I see you putting your hand up then. Do you have an answer?
I'm not 100% certain, I'll be honest. If anyone does know, do let us know.
I'm thinking about bottom right.
That's where I was thinking.
Right. Okay. Roland's not answered us, so we're going to guess that Roland's agreeing with us. So let's go. Put that full screen, and we're going to go with Jack Nicholson in The Shining. No,
Fly.
it's Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. Oh, Now we're giving it away. Over to you, Nick. Oh dear.
Oh, of course. Oh well. Okay. Well, here's a quote. Here's a quote from a movie. You probably don't know the answer to this one, so type it in the comments. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. Was that a quote from Die Hard? Was it from Batman? Was it from Dirty Dancing? Or was it from The Shining? So while we ponder that conundrum, Stephen, what have you got in your carousel?
Right, down in the carousel at the moment is just a minute, just let me get it there. It's Logitech C920x. Now, I've been broadcasting for about 7 years now, and when we started off broadcasting, we used to broadcast with our internal cameras, our internal microphones, and we were happy. Okay, because we went on Facebook Live, and then Facebook Live came around, and we thought we've got to up our game. We have to improve our microphones and our cameras. And in our hundreds, we went out and got this camera, which is Logitech C920x. Okay, and the X stands for extra, and I'm going to show you what the extra is in a moment. But this is one of the first cameras that everybody bought because simply it is 720 and 1080p. Now we're broadcasting to you now at 720p, so we can't show the cameras at their best. Okay, it's got twin speakers, and the lens has a field of view of 78 degrees. So it's a reasonably wide angle lens. This is the ideal first camera for yourself, or for a relative, or for a friend, because this camera is so, well, let's put it this way. I've had this camera for 6 years. It's Logitech. It's well built. It's well designed. It simply lasts. And when you get the camera and you take it out of its packaging, you plug the USB cable, I was catching, USB cable into your computer or Mac, PC or Mac, and it's ready to use. You don't need to do anything else. Basically, because millions of these cameras have been sold, every OS knows how to use it. So if you want to put it on top of your monitor, you just pull down the ledge there, and it goes over the back of your monitor, like so that you're comfortable actually looking into the camera lens, which Nick and I try to do most of the time, because that's the way it should be. That's one way you can do it. You met this a moment ago. The second way, you'll notice that there is a thread on the bottom of the camera, and you can take your trusty tripod and you can put the camera on a tripod in seconds. Now, the benefit of putting it on a tripod is that you can then put the camera anywhere on your desking. Okay, and there it is, easy as that. I mean, I did that while I was talking to you. So it is very simple to actually put the camera. Now, it can then go anywhere. So monitor is the first place, then use the tripod to put it somewhere else. It is 1080p. Now, the higher the number, 720, 1080, 4K, the better the resolution of the picture and the more clearly you will see what you're watching. 30 frames per second is the speed of transmission, and 30 frames is a standard for the internet. Okay, if you're on OBS or vMix or XSplit Broadcaster, you can do more, but that is the standard. So this is a heavy duty camera, and just to reiterate, it has clear stereo audio from 2 omnidirectional microphones. That means it can hear the noise all around you, so you need some noise cancellation. And it has, as I mentioned earlier, HD light correction. Now, what I'm going to do now, because the X stands for extra, with Nick's permission, well, I'm going to do it, but Nick, can I do it? Yeah. I'm going to
go for it.
I'm going to go full screen here, and I'm going to switch Nick's microphone off and my microphone. But before I do that, I'm going to say this is how background removal software works, and the Logitech C920x includes 3 months license, of XSplit Vcam, which is the software that we're going to look at now. Now, all background software works in this way. So I'll stop talking and we'll just play the video. Is XSplit Vcam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit Vcam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit Vcam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do, so the camera that's down in the carousel at the moment is a Logitech C920x. It is 14% off today. It's only $59.99. I'm going to switch Nick's microphone back on. I'm going to take myself off solo. I'm going to hide that. So we're back. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Cool. So let's go back to the quiz. Let's ignore Roland's comment. He's so mean. And this quote was from which movie? And the quote is, "Here's Johnny." And is that from Die Hard, Batman, Dirty Dancing, or The Shining?
Oh, The Shining. And a subtle hint in both our tones of voice there, because I was doing a Two Ronnie sketch there. I was actually answering the wrong question before. So we're going to go with it.
Absolutely.
The Shining.
The Shining.
Okay. And back to here. And question 5. Question 5. These go to 11. And was the movie Rain Man, This Is Spinal Tap, Raiders of the Lost Ark, or 48 Hours? Which of those movies had that quote? And I'm not going to amplify that, but I'm going to go over to Nick. Nick, what would you like to talk about?
Oh, yes, I'll have to talk about something because I have no idea the answer to that question. I'll be honest. Not a Scooby-Doo. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about, and let's quickly pop it in the carousel. Oops, having just managed to press the wrong button on my phone. Is you might detect actually a similar sort of theme to Stephen there about you might have detected a little green screen behind me, and that is a part of my newer mobile studio set. Now look, I can show you. One of the bags, it comes in is near to hand, and this bag actually carries all the
lights, the stands, the bulbs, and the light, and that's got two soft boxes in it. Sorry, just put it back so I don't break myself. That's got two soft boxes in it that we can take out and expand. It also has this amazing frame behind me where you can hang all these different colors, say three different color cloths that it comes with. So it comes with a green. I've got the black cloth that I use as a background for my products, and also has a white cloth as well. So if you want to do some very nice, I mean, like, remember back in the day with Apple, used to make some very nice white background ads. White cloth works very well for that as well. These, you probably can't see particularly, but it goes right up to the ceiling, right up there. So yeah, they're very, very tall. I say, when I move the camera around, it might go horribly wrong. Now, normally when I've done this, I've tried to pull the softbox apart and show you what works. And today I've got one that I've done like a Blue Peter job. If you're in the UK, you know what I mean. Here's one. If I can try and do it without knocking every light and camera about. Here's one I prepared earlier. Now, so this is super simple. Now what happens is this is just Velcro, the actual diffuser element. And then you can see the little light element in there as well. That just screws in and out. And the whole thing collapses down. And say you get two of those into that one little bag. But they do work amazingly well. And actually, they are very, very portable. I went and did a couple of years ago, I was doing some videos. I was asked to video some service departments. Actually, a quick demo that light does actually work. Ah, there you go. Yeah, I was doing some videos for service departments. I had to go in, do some lovely panning up and down shots so they could look their best, needed lighting. So these ones I took with me, and I went all over London. I was in Chelsea. Yes, they were very nice service departments. And then went over to the City of London, so St Paul's and that way, and took them there. So I did about 12, I think, in one day. So these were up and down 12 times effectively. But no, they really work well. They're light enough that you can carry them around. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are a little bit heavy when they're in the bag, but certainly light enough to carry around on the train. And I was able to do all of my lovely videos. And so now I have them sitting in the office where we can play around with the light and see what happens. As I say, but also with the green screen. And I'm not sure whether this would work. If I can share my just send. Remember that iPhone 6s Plus I was demonstrating earlier? Well, I might need another one now. I just threw that on the floor. So I don't know if I can share a screen, because someone was asking me why I had a green screen the other day, and the reason is if I can just share this, then I can just quickly show you, and that is because I'll show you my Amazon page. And
just a minute, Nick. We've got a technical thing here. What I can do, perhaps whilst you carry on talking, is I can actually show it on screen.
Oh right, yeah, and it's only because obviously you're going to see me chatting, but there you go. See the Chanel Bleu Eau de Parfum. See, so that is why I use the green screen, because I had shot the video with the green behind me, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to make myself a red background. So I just moved myself. We call it the talent. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but yeah. So then I was, instead of being center to the screen, to the camera, I was able to just move myself across, kept all the red background, and so I was able to make a nice little video. And that's what you do with a green screen. And it's you just key out the chroma, I think the technical phrase is, but that's why we do it. So it doesn't have to be. So when you come back to me, Stephen, I can explain a touch more. So as you can see, you can see either end of the green screen. It doesn't have to be all the way across. So basically, you take one little bit, and then you can make the rest of your screen the same color, and then you can move yourself anywhere you like in that screen, and put any color behind you that you like. So that's why I was able to put myself over on the left hand side, and then put an image of the aftershave
on the right. And so that's the joy of a green screen, and that is all part of this newer mobile studio. And it's, you know, it's $215 in the carousel, but you know, you just, it makes life, if you like to play around with video, if you like to, you know, edit, if you like to play with green screens, and it is one of those things, guys, it's addictive. When you start doing it, you know, you could spend all day, every day giving yourself different backgrounds and having all sorts of crazy stuff going on behind you. But it's great fun, and I say it's really good value. $215 in the carousel. Damn good. Actually, a really good friend of mine, he used to do something called the Invisible Butler, where he got his brother to dress in a green suit, and it looked like his invisible butler was passing him various different things as well. So, and exactly. So, do you have to be careful? Yes, obviously, do not wear green, because otherwise you become the invisible butler. But yeah, normally, as long as you're not wearing it, and it can be, actually, it can be any color. Is the truth. We pick green because the green is something that people don't normally wear, and it's not something that you normally get in clothing, I don't think. Well, it depends. If you're the Riddler in a Batman movie, then obviously he wears green. But yeah, so I would say, starting a waffle, but yeah, as a mobile studio, you've got the box lights, you've got the green screen, you've got the black backdrop, you've got that beautiful frame. All of them come with stands, and also you've got a set of umbrella lights as well. So all your lighting needs are covered. You also got a couple of clips as well, so you can clip your green screen taut. Even though I was able to do all that without having, you know, that, as you can see, that is not the most ironed green screen on the planet. But equally, I was able to remove it quite happily using some free software. Because you know me, I like free.
You do. Well, I mean, green screens are us, really. I mean, I've got the green screen. We can't use it during the show, but it's there for when we do shows elsewhere. Now, comment from Roland, which most people in the UK will understand. I'm going to put this comment on first. All right, so do you have to be careful? And the comment from Roland was, the new John Noakes, Get Down Shep. And that will only be relevant if you ever watch Blue Peter. And over again, great show, guys. Just talking to you recently for you. Thank you very much, Roland. We much appreciate it. One day, who knows? Anything can happen. Okay, so back to the question again. And the question was, these go to 11. Was it Rain Man? This is a Spinal Tap. Raiders of the Lost Ark, or 48 Hours. If you know the answer to the question, then please type it in on Amazon Live, Facebook, or YouTube. If you don't know the answer to the question, then we're about to discover what it is, because this is one of my favorite sayings. Yeah. You know, when you've got an amplifier and it goes from 0 up to 10. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Spinal Tap was a spoof movie about a rock group, and the rock group's name was Spinal Tap. Okay, so we're going to go with Spinal Tap. Well done, Roland. Oh. Okay,
well done.
Over to the next question.
Okay, so so this is a quote from which movie? I'll have what she's having. Is that a quote from the Blues Brothers? Is it a quote from When Harry Met Sally? Was it a quote from Fatal Attraction or Dirty Dancing? I'll have what she's having.
There's a film. Okay, right. Okay, now I'm going to stay with cameras, and thank you for watching on Amazon Live. We're looking now at the Logitech Brio. In actual fact, you are looking at the Logitech Brio because that's the camera I'm using to broadcast to Amazon Live today. So we can't say further than that. You've actually been watching me possibly for quite a while, hopefully. And this is the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Now, because I'm actually using it, I can't actually show it to you, but you are watching it. The camera itself is Ultra 4K video. It's down in the carousel today, $152. which is 24% off, which is less than I paid for it. But I'm happy because I had this camera for 2 years. Now, I got this camera for one purpose. Okay. In that I got it's in the C920x. I wanted to broadcast in 4K because I wanted to know what it was like. And to broadcast in 4K, you just need a 4K camera. So I got the Logitech Brio, and I can go live on YouTube anytime I like in 4K. Now, the thing about 4K is it's awesome. Totally different look to 720 and 1080. It's the best resolution you can actually broadcast in. And YouTube is one of the few sites you can broadcast to. You need to use OBS or vMix or XSplit Broadcaster. In actual fact, is the software I used. I switched my computer off because it takes a lot of power. I powered up XSplit Broadcaster, put my camera in there, set the resolution to 4K, and just went live on YouTube. And it works. There's difference between night and day. This is quality broadcasting. Now, Nick and I, we'll come back with Nick and I, I'll come back to, yeah, sorry, Nick. We're talking earlier today with Lyra of Belive, and we asked the question, when will 4K arrive? And she didn't say no. So we're very hopeful that 4K will arrive. Yeah, you think so, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's going to happen when technology and the actual transfer of the enormous amount of data that it's going to take, it'll catch up and it'll be fine.
Yeah. So you need a powerful computer and the Logitech Brio camera, and you can broadcast in 4K. Now, it's got twin microphones like the C920x had. It's got noise cancelling, which means that if there is noise around you, if a dog barks, for example, then it won't be heard on your live broadcast on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. The only person who will hear the dog barking is you. Nobody else will. And that's the benefit of noise cancellation software, which both Nick and I are using today. The other thing about the Brio, apart from being on discount today, it's got auto light correction. So if I switch off my Logitech Litra light, I'll go dark. The camera will do its best to compensate so you can still see me, but I look better, I think, when the light is back on. The next thing is it's got a wide field of view. It's 90 degrees. I'm trying to emulate 90 degrees. The camera we looked at before, Logitech C920x, was only 78. This is 90, and I explain all that in our longer broadcast tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And it's got 4 times resolution of a typical HD cam. And this is true. This makes a world of difference to the quality of your live broadcasts. And auto light adjustment we just talked about. So and it's got 3 fields of view in actual fact, 65, 78, and 90, because it's capable of either going wide, coming in slightly, or coming in even more. So, and tomorrow I shall be demonstrating the software that allows you to do that as well. So, in summary then, if you want to step up from any other camera then to a 4K camera, then Logitech Brio is the one that I would choose. It's down in the carousel at the moment. It's $152, and to me, it's money well spent. Right, let's come back and go over to the quiz question.
The quiz question. I'll have what she's having. It's a quote, and a quote from which movie? Is that a quote from The Blues Brothers, When Harry Met Sally, Fatal Attraction, or Dirty Dancing? And I got a sneaky feeling, although I've never actually seen the film, I think it might be When Harry Met Sally.
Correct. That was easy to do. Okay, question 7. This is a quote from which movie? If you know the answer, you can type it in the comments on Amazon Live, and we will be grateful because we might need some help on this. No, we don't. No, do we? No. I just realised.
Yeah, I think so.
The quote was Phone Home, and was that from Poltergeist, Aliens, Rain Man, or E.T. the Extraterrestrial? I think we might actually know what that one, Nick. I think we've got a good chance.
I got a sneaky feeling. Elliot.
or
that's a subtle hint.
the worst impression ever.
And with the next product in his carousel, here's Nick.
Okay, well, as it was phone home, who are you going to call? No, not Ghostbusters. But here's another phone in the carousel, and so yes, this is the one that I normally talk about when I talk about mobile or cell phones. And this is it. This is my favourite iPhone of all time. This is the Apple iPhone 12 Pro. Absolutely fantastic. One of the first, well, the first Apple iPhone to have optical zoom as well as digital zoom. So it's got a telephoto lens there as well. So that'll do 2 times optical zoom, then enhanced with 10 times optical zoom as well. In addition to that, if that wasn't enough, it also has this AI Bionic chip, which will actually has this image intensifier, crisper, which makes the images even better as well. So from a camera point of view, this was Apple's, really catching up with some of the others that had gone totally over the board with cameras. I mean, it's a phone, but we all use them to take photos, take selfies, take video. Now, the other thing about this is that it shoots in 4K ultra high definition, 60 frames per second in slow-mo. I think it's like 240, something crazy like that. But also it is just amazing at low light. It's got this thing called LiDAR, which basically shoots light and measures distance constantly. And somehow, I don't know the technicalities of it, but it makes shooting in low light, both with photos and with video, really, really spectacular. I've done it several times. I tell the story all the time about my nephew's wedding in Coombe Abbey, not the best lit place on the planet, but it dealt with it so well. It just was crisp. The lighting, the video and the photos were amazing. Now, one of the things that people don't know about this particularly is you can also edit in RAW, RAW. So if you're basically, that gives you total control over all aspects of your photos. If you're taking it, you can change everything, but it doesn't come automatically. What you have to do, you have to go into the settings of the phone, into camera settings, and actually select it there, and you'll be glad you did, because you've got total control. But one of those weird things that it's not a default from Apple. Hey, they make the rules. We just find out ways to break them. So that's the camera. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I've taken so many beautiful photos and videos. Unfortunately, of course, we are live streaming in 720, so I could show you, but you wouldn't see the full majesty, the full magnificence of a 4K video. Now, you would see it actually, because of the screen. If I was showing it to you on my phone, this is obviously looking a bit dirty in the light, but on this screen, this is an ultra high definition screen as well. So if you're watching 4K YouTube videos, if you're watching Amazon Prime videos, you're going to get a brilliant experience watching it on this phone screen. Again, if you're a gamer, you're going to get super high definition crisp images on your phone screen. That's another big plus for it. Another amazing thing it does is that you can drain your battery down to pretty much zero. I drain it pretty much all the time. I drain it to about 3 or 4%, because it also has a super fast charger. It's got it doesn't, you have to actually buy the extra charge. It doesn't actually come with the phone, but you buy the Fire cable and the separate little charger, and it will charge your phone in just over 60 minutes, from 0 to fully charged, just over 60 minutes. So if you drop it down to 4%, you can charge it within the hour. That keeps you going all day. I mean, it takes me about a day to drain it, and I'm using it all the time to shoot the videos, take notes. I know, as Roland said earlier, do we make calls anymore? I seldom make calls with this phone, but I'm on it all the time, editing, shooting, all sorts. Now, it's also got iMag, which is where it wirelessly charges as well. So you can put down on the wireless element, and it will charge that way too. And there is so much I could tell you about this phone. I wax lyrical about it all the time.
You do.
I do. I know it gets a bit boring, but it is genuinely, I think, better than the iPhone 13. And you can get this one now because the thing I love about Apple, they constantly update their products, so you can get a reconditioned, unlocked iPhone 12 Pro that will do you proud for, in the carousel at the moment, $739, which is an amazing price for what you're getting there as well. Yes, of course, you can scroll your social media and do everything else like that. And also, yeah, it's 5G compliant. So we're in the UK, we don't have a lot of 5G. I know in the States there's some areas, but it will sit on 4G, and then when it goes into a 5G area, it will automatically go and track the 5G signal. So a brilliant phone. I say I talk about it more on my show, but it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Toughened glass, and it is, yeah, I think it's the best iPhone. Well, it's the biggest selling iPhone there is, and for a very good reason. It is an absolute classic. And of course, you need an iOS device to live stream on Amazon. So
indeed you do.
That would be a great one to kick yourself off.
Okay, and over to the question. And if you know the answer to this, then please type it in the comments on Amazon Live. The question is, which movie had the quotation phone home? Was it Poltergeist, Aliens, Rain Man, or E.T.? And just to catch up with Roland has left the stage, so he said, just said goodbye. But before he did, he put an answer in, which was that one.
Good man.
Yeah,
I'd go along with that.
So we're gonna go with E.T.
Yeah.
Question 8. And again, if you know the answer, please type it. But Nick, it's over to you.
Oh, for sure. This quote is from which movie? I feel the need for speed. Is that The Karate Kid? Was that Top Gun? Was it 48 Hours? Or was it The Blues Brothers? I feel the need for speed.
Okay, now I'm going to switch over camera here, and you'll see me in a moment. But you can actually see my desktop now. Just to go round, all these items are down the carousel. We've talked about the Logitech Litra light, which is there, which is the only light you need if you're on Zoom or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, or your website. And it's lighting me today. This item's not in the carousel. This cable is all over the place, so I'm going to lift that. That's the Logitech C920x. The X stands for extra. The extra is XSplit VCam. So I can put that so it's out of the way. You can notice, well, Alexa, will it rain today?
It might rain tonight.
Okay.
There's a 37% chance at 6 p.m.
Alexa is really cool. You find an Echo Dot actually down in the carousel. But the camera you're actually watching, and I'm going to move my iPad out of the way so I've got more room. The camera you're actually watching now is...
I don't know that one.
Now I've got Alexa. She's going to help me all through the show. Okay, never mind. Okay, now the thing about the camera is that if I click one button, then we're going to come back to me. Okay. Whoa. Now this is the Obspot Tiny, and the thing about the Obspot Tiny is it's got the 90-degree field of view, but it's on a gimbal, which means that it can actually swivel 180 degrees, which is absolutely brilliant. It is my new favorite camera for several reasons. You can, using the software that you download from the Obspot site, you can go to 3 different presets. So there's my desktop. That's my demonstration area live. Then I can go back to me. Okay. And I'm just pressing buttons to do this. And then I can go to a preset location, which is over here, which is a work in progress. And you can see my old Samsung all-in-one PC and a chest of drawers, which is being built at the moment and one day will be finished. But for the moment, it's a work in progress. So you've got we've got one camera, 3 different presets, 180 degrees, because we've gone from one side of my office right to the other, which means if you're doing presentations, it's absolutely brilliant. However, if I click a button, then go like this, you'll notice that the camera is following me. And this is the thing I love about this particular camera, the Hubspot Tiny down the carousel. If I stand up, I'm going to do this slowly, don't want any blurriness. If I stand up, yeah, then the camera follows me and it gives me headroom. So it adjusts to the fact that I'm actually stood up and makes sure that I'm framed properly. And this camera is capable of tracking. And that blows my mind, because for the price that's in the carousel today of $199, you'd be hard pressed to find a comparable PTZ, pan, tilt and zoom camera for the price. And it means that I can move about my office, he said, okay, trying not to knock things over, and I can come back and I can present whilst I'm stood up, which is a totally different way of actually presenting than when you actually sat down, which means that I can pick a case up from my demonstration area and I can unzip it and basically bring out my own, everything in the carousel I own, at least 75% of it. These are in the carousel. If you swish along, you'll find them. These are Aftershocks earbuds, and they're brilliant. They are for being active, for walking, jogging, running and cycling. They go over your ears, not into your ear canal. So you get no irritation whatsoever from actually using these. And the sound is good because it's not going through your ears. It's actually going through your skull, and the sound waves are transmitted. Now, it's not hi-fi. I'm not going to say it's hi-fi, but it is high quality sound, and you can listen to your favorite podcast while walking, jogging, running or cycling, and you can do it effectively. But the thing is, just between you and me, you can actually talk to the person next to you. You can hear the traffic all around you. And yeah, sorry, I thought I'd not switched the microphone off then. And basically, these allow you to walk around or run or jog or cycle in total safety. You can take and make phone calls. There's a built-in AI assistant which allows you to do a voice dial. And as I said, the quality of the speakers is pretty good. And they are available in different colors. And you just need to click the link in the carousel for the Aftershocks. And I just love them. I mean, when I go out walking, these go with me. And I can still hear Angelica, which is good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press a button. Okay, you notice how the camera is tracking me, but I'm actually going to press a button. I'm going to go here, and the camera is moving to its other preset whilst I move back to my preset position, which is, of course, sat down, as we do when we're live broadcasting. Now I can come back to me. So the Hubspot Tiny, 3 preset positions. It tracks you. You can turn it upside down, put it on a mount on the wall, and you can then photograph anything that is presented on stage, whether it be a choir or a teacher. You know, you can do so many things with the Hubspot Tiny because it's got the gimbal and it's got the artificial intelligence. It can track you, and for the price, I've not found a better camera. Okay, so let's take me off camera and go back to here. And the question.
And the question is, I feel the need for speed. Now, luckily, train spotting isn't there. So is it the Karate Kid, Top Gun, 48 Hours, or the Blues Brothers? If you know, do type it into the comments. But if you don't know, you should know. It's a classic line.
It is. And Corinda's joined us. We say hello to Corinda.
Hi, Corinda.
And his event shows this week. Enjoy the show, Corinda. Enjoy the show.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So on this one, Nick, you've got the edge. You're going to say...
I'm saying it's Top Gun for sure. I'm actually seeing the Top Gun movie on Saturday, the new one on Saturday. Yeah, no, Debbie, my wife, she's got us tickets for a matinee and then followed by an evening meal afterwards. So
brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's supposed to be very good. So.
Are you going to watch the first one before you go? Or
it's so tempting. I think it is actually on Amazon Prime.
Right.
I think can go and watch it. It's one of those films. Actually, a very quick story. Back in the day, there was myself and a guy called Eddie that I used to work with, and we liked American football. And it was only on Channel 4 back in those days. We only had 4 channels in the UK, and I can't remember who they were playing, but it was the Washington Redskins in the final. And we were sitting in this hotel, so it was going to be on at about 1:30 in the morning. We were sitting in this local hotel in Egham, chatting to the bar manager, saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be good if we could actually, just watch it while we're having a few drinks?" Well, we didn't say anything other than that, and he just took that and just blew it out of all proportion. He decided, right, let's have a whole event, and so he did. He promoted it. We had a big screen so we could watch the American football. I remember Washington won. I think John Elway was the quarterback. But as a precursor to that, and I don't know where he got it, we watched Top Gun on a big screen. There was about 50 odd people in this little hotel bar, and it was one of those nights that it was just a great night, and that's always stuck in my mind. There's always a little soft spot for that movie ever since. So, yeah.
Right. Okay. And over to the question then, which
random useless information.
Okay, so we're gonna no. So we're gonna go with Top Gun then.
Yeah, Blues Brothers. No.
Sorry, you're gonna go with Top Gun.
Top Gun, yes, please.
All right. Okay. Question 9, 10, and Hoke, you're my best friend. When Harry Met Sally, Driving Miss Daisy, The Blues Brothers, or Crocodile Dundee?
Ooh.
I think that's got us both thinking, Nick.
Yeah, I got a fair idea on
Good
on that.
Okay.
I have to say.
Nick, do you have something to show us?
I do. I keep pressing the wrong button on my carousel. And yeah, I'm going to talk about this little item here in the carousel. I mentioned it earlier on the Be Live live stream because these are super popular. This is the Seagate 4 terabyte portable hard drive. There's not a lot to see. It has got it's a little black box effectively, but my goodness, you can store some stuff on this. When I had, the reason I bought this in the first place was when I first had the Mac, I just assumed, like everybody does, I don't need to back it up. No, it'll never break. No. Well, it broke one day, and whilst I'd saved some documents and things into the cloud, obviously I downloaded lots of different apps and things and software that just got lost when it had to be rebuilt. So I learned my lesson. So I went out and bought this. I bought my portable 4 terabyte hard drive from Seagate, who I've never heard of a bad one. A bad word said about Seagate, and I've had it ever since. Now I plugged it in, used it for the Time Machine, which is the Apple's backup system. And this is 4 terabytes, and my Mac was only 1 terabyte hard drive. So I had got rather a sledgehammer to crack a nut, let's be honest. So I went and bought a smaller one. But then getting into video, and as video increases, so, think back to 5 or 6 years ago, we were pretty much doing everything in 720, just standard definition, like CD quality. Then high definition came out, 1080 and 4K. Suddenly we've got some super chunky video files which really take up your hard drive. Now, yes, you can save them up into the cloud, but for me, I like to have a bit of a belt and braces. But also when I'm editing, particularly if I then switch it over to the MacBook Air, if I'm out and about and want to do a bit of editing, I like to have my files on the portable hard drive, because then it's just plug in. I mean, it's USB, super simple. Just plug it in. You've got access to your files, and you can just edit with no dramas whatsoever. You're not uploading or downloading. It's just there, which is really good. Now, equally, I know for the gamers, you save your games, and your games take up, again, chunky bits of file. So again, if you want to save your games, save your progress, these hard drives, these portable hard drives, really are a lifesaver for you. They are brilliant. They do come, they don't come, sorry, with a carry case. So I bought a carry case separately, one that I need to replace because obviously I've lost it. I say obviously, when I came to move, wanted to put it in a carry case, realized I couldn't find where the carry case was. So I need another carry case. I have dropped it a few times. I've got away with it. They are, they're not indestructible, but it's always best to be careful, particularly as I've got virtually, pretty much, most of my top quality videos on this little drive. They are great. They're in the carousel. This one is for right now. It's $94 in the carousel. You can, you can get way bigger than 4 terabytes. There's lots in there. Just go check them out. But yeah, I've never heard a bad word said about Seagate. I say it's not the sexiest thing to look at, but it does the job, and I'm never without it. It sits on my desk all the time, and yeah, it's great for downloading all my video. Keeps it in one place, belt and braces, because you don't want to lose it after you've gone through all that hard work creating a video, editing a video. Then it'd be a shame to then lose it. And actually, a number of times I've done it for a client, and I've saved the progress of creation, because a client might have come back and said, "Oh, do you know that element there? Can I just make a tweak? Can we just change it to this and that?" And it's always worth being there, because then I can just jump in, change it, and say, "Oh, yeah, that took ages." When it didn't at all. No, I'd never do that. but it's always handy when they do phone and say that. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, got it covered, all on the drive. But yeah, that's the Seagate 4 terabyte portable hard drive in the carousel.
Excellent. Okay. We should always back up, because you never know. Even with online things, you've got to have a backup which you can own. Right, over to the question then. And the question was, Hoke, you're my best friend. Was it from When Harry Met Sally, Driving Miss Daisy, The Blues Brothers, or Crocodile Dundee? Do you have...
I think it's Driving Miss Daisy.
I'm going to agree with you there, because we've not had top right before. So, and we've got Corinda who's saying, wow. Yeah.
Wow. Well done, Corinda. The answer would have been better.
Okay. And back, and we're going to go with Driving Miss Daisy.
I think so.
Correct. Oh. Now, no pressure at this point. We've got 8 out of 9 correct. Nick, it's over to you.
Yes. Oh, this is a quote from which movie? I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. This is a classic line from which movie? Could it possibly be Airplane? Is it This Is Spinal Tap? Is it The Dead Poets Society? Or is it When Harry Met Sally? I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. I'm giggling while I'm saying it.
Right. Okay. I just want to say hello to Corinda, who's actually said hello, Stephen and Nick on Amazon Live. Thank you for joining us on Amazon Live, Corinda. Appreciate it. Okay. Now, we've looked at cameras, we've looked at storage, and now we're going to look at microphones. We're going to look at, and I can't possibly remember this, so I've actually written it down. We're going to look at the Elgato Wave 3 Premium USB condenser microphone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my second camera, and we're going to take that title off screen. Now, this is the microphone, the Elgato Wave 3. It's the microphone that you've been listening to all throughout this broadcast from my side. And I'm going to bring it on screen. It's a bit shy. It's hiding at one corner of the screen. But if I bring it back over here, then you can see the Elgato Wave 3 microphone.
Ooh, hi.
And as with most microphones now, you've got the gain control, and you've also got the ability to actually plug in some headphones for a preview. But I'm very fortunate. I run group chats live, and I said to Krista Boven from Belgium, to Rick Glover from the States, and to Alec in Sweden, please bring in your microphones so you talk about them and we can listen to them. Well, long story short, Alec brought in the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, and I was totally blown away by the sound. It's a personal thing. It's how it sounds to you. And in that instance, the Elgato Wave 3 sounded brilliant. So I put it on my wish list on Amazon, and then a couple of weeks later, I actually bought it. And that is the microphone that's down in the demonstration area at the moment. And it's got center stage. It is a fairly hefty microphone. And basically what they say is that the microphone should be positioned 2 hands away from you, and mine is roughly that. And apologies if you can actually hear it moving. And it's got a clip guard built in, so you don't need an external clip guard. It's got capacitive mute, which is possibly the only failing of this microphone, which has caught me out a couple of times. Normally when you switch a microphone onto mute, you can press a button. With the Elgato Wave 3, you just sort of go like that, and it mutes the microphone. But that said, everything else is perfect. The sound is perfect as well. And it is a condenser capture with a tight cardioid polar pattern, and it captures speech with precision. Okay, and that's what it's designed to do. You've been listening to it all throughout this broadcast, and all is well. So that's the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, $149.99, and that's my final item for today, I think. So take that off screen, hide it by doing that, and then hide it by doing that. And if I go here, we're back.
Hey.
Okay. All good. So the question is...
The question was, I am serious and don't call me Shirley. Was that from Airplane? This is Spinal Tap, Dead Poet Society, or When Harry Met Sally. And Corinda has sent us the answer in the comments, not just on Facebook, but also in Amazon as well.
Right.
He's saying it's Airplane, and I would have to agree with you, Corinda.
There we are. So,
Well,
we've done it again. We've beaten the average, Nick. We have beaten the average. Let's put that on screen. Take Corinda's comment off, and there we've got an A- for the quiz. 9 out of 10. The average is 8.19. 26,779 people have taken the quiz. The quiz is courtesy of Trivia Plaza. And if you go to Trivia Plaza and you contact them, you can use it in your broadcasts. We ask permission to use it today. Okay, wow. Well, that's a good score. That is a really good score. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And I think even the one we got wrong, we kind of knew. But
yeah, we could have gone either way on that one. We could really have gone either way. Yeah. So we've had a busy afternoon, Nick. Have you not?
Oh, it's been very, very busy. We've had the start of live video production week, which has been amazing. We were showcasing Be Live, the same platform we are using today. We know there's some cracking stuff coming in the pipeline with Be Live, not least the ability to collaborate. And there's the logo. But yeah, coming soon, the ability to collaborate and produce shows for teams and other people, which if you're a fellow live stream producer on a fellow live stream influencer on Amazon, and you might want some help producing your show, then that's coming down the pipe very quickly, and we'll be happy to help you along.
Indeed. It's a game changer again, because the ability to actually have a team of people looking after your live broadcast. And Corinda's saying, oh, yes, as well. So Corinda's happy too. And also Corinda is saying, just a minute, just to let you know, I'm back streaming, doing Don't Stream and Drive. Well done, Corinda. I mean, that's an important message, that people shouldn't stream and drive at the same time. And I know Sergeant TCS would be proud of you in actually getting the message out. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, fantastic. So, Stephen, obviously, you're live streaming pretty much every day.
I'm
not on Amazon, but
I'm on Amazon Live at 11 a.m. Eastern every day, Tuesday through Friday, and we are, as Nick said earlier, we're doing. Hang on, it's remiss of me. Just a minute. I can't get to the end of the show and not actually show something on screen. So, give me a second.
Yeah, so tomorrow we've got our fellow live stream influencer Marco Novo, and he is going to be talking about EV Mux, I think, a new streaming platform.
Yes, I'm just waiting for a picture to come through. One of the things is knowing which is the best live video platform to stream on. Now, we're streaming on BeLive today, but incredibly, there are other platforms you could use. We don't know why you'd want to, but if I go here, you will see Nick was live today with BeLive, and then tomorrow Marco Novo. Well, let's go through it. Nick was live today on BeLive. I'm live Thursday, Friday. Brigetti is joining us. Joe's joining us. Lillian Moyler from Switzerland. Marco Novo from Portugal. Linda Sunshine West from San Diego, and Lottie Hearn from Ireland. We'll be talking about StreamYard, BeLive, Restream, Wave Video, Melon, and EV Mux. It's EV Mux tomorrow with Marco. And if you've not heard of EV Mux, we have to make an admission here. Nick and I hadn't heard of it either.
Yeah, haven't got a clue. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. That'll be good. And Marco is always great fun to watch on a live stream as well. He's always super informative, super entertaining with his little gadgets and gizmos. So that'll be a good watch.
Indeed he is. This is Stephen in Wiltshire, and it's over to Nick to close today's broadcast.
Thank you. As ever, thank you all for watching. It's always our pleasure to live stream on Amazon. We've got some other things in the carousels. We've got the drones. I didn't cover the speakers, the earbuds, but it's there. Go check them out. But we are back next week at the set. Oh, no, we're back to our normal time next
we are
week,
back
which
to our
will
normal
be
time. Yes,
which will be 11 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK. So until then, if we don't see you before, we probably will. Have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Take care, everybody.
Bye.